All right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power, and I've got a couple of interesting stories for you guys today. Let's start out with a story about Kevin Levrone. It's been quite a long time since we talked about Kevin in a video. It's already been 4 years now since Kevin made his comeback at the Mr. Olympia. That was the 2016 Mr. Olympia, the last time we saw Kevin on stage. And that was the last time in recent memory we saw the results of a very significant transformation on Kevin's behalf. And it looks like Kevin is starting a brand new transformation right now. He posted up a physique update for the first time in a long time on his Instagram with the caption, Anniversary Transformation 2020. He says this photo is his starting point in his transformation at 4.5 weeks in to the transformation. So I guess starting from nothing after 9 months of not training. He weighed 212 pounds, and then in this picture, at 4.5 weeks into the training again, he weighs 220. He says the first 2 weeks of the 4.5 weeks, he only did cardio, and then I guess the other 2.5 weeks, he started back into weight training. So again, Kevin showing the perfect example of the great genetics that he has. He says that his goal is to get to about 225 pounds and be leaner and harder than he is in this photo. And keep in mind, Kevin is currently 55 years old. He's going to be turning 56 actually here this month. So it's pretty impressive to see Kevin Levrone still undergoing these transformations and still being in very good shape at almost 60 years old. But I can't say I'm really surprised. I mean, Kevin has had more transformations than really anybody else. He's had a very up and down past 2 decades with his physique. He's had lots of very extensive, I guess you could call them off seasons. He's taken a lot of time off from training, a lot of time off from dieting, and as a result, he's had a lot of different physiques over the past decade or two. And Kevin has really proven himself to be kind of the king of transformations. Now, next up in the news, we have some powerlifting news, some Julius Maddox news. A fan asked Julius on one of his posts on Instagram, after the 800-pound bench press, what will be your next goal? And Julius responds to the fans simply saying, Strongman. So a lot of people were speculating about this because Julius was such a strong bench presser, but also at the same time, such a big guy. And that's typically a trait of the best strongman competitors. They're just big dudes. And Julius is about 6'3" tall, I believe, and roughly mid 400s, 440, 450 is about what Julius weighs. Now, from a height standpoint, not the biggest guy in strongman, but from a weight standpoint, he's right in there with those guys. And I'm not too familiar with what Julius's strengths are as far as his other lifts. All I know is really his bench press track record, which is phenomenal. And for the record, guys like Brian Shaw, multiple-time World's Strongest Man winner, Brian can only bench like in the 500s comparatively to Julius benching in the 7s consistently. So after Julius hits that 800-pound bench, I don't see any reason for him to stick around in powerlifting and keep going further and further and keep pushing that record up. He's already broken his own record multiple times. I don't think anyone's going to be touching that 800 anytime soon. So I think it would be best for him to focus on something new after the 800 and just push his limits in something new like strongman. I mean, we know he's a strong guy. We know he's a big guy. And that's pretty much the recipe for a strongman. Now, next up in the news, we have some freshly brewed drama in the classic physique category. Some of you guys may have seen the story that Chris Bumstead posted yesterday, and a lot of you guys sent to me asking me who he's talking about. Pay attention to those who talk a hot game, but haven't proven anything to back it up yet. Opinions of yourself don't win shows. Winky face. So who in the world would Chris Bumstead be talking about in his story? Chris typically isn't the one for drama. He's typically not a guy that gets into these altercations on social media. But I do know who he's talking about. Logan Franklin. Now, Logan is kind of a friend of mine, so I did DM him and confirm this with him. But you guys can go over publicly on his page and see someone asked him in the comment section, was C-Bum's last story about you? And Logan Franklin's response is, of course it was. A man that ghost follows my profile and posts subliminal messages about me already sounds like my ex-girlfriend. Now, for those of you that don't know, Logan Franklin is a former men's physique champion. He's very successful in the men's physique division, and then he recently crossed over, I believe it was last year at the Tampa Pro, was his first classic physique show. Now, where did this beef all start? So there was originally, I believe, this is where it started. There was a comment on one of Logan's recent posts saying, Chris better watch out. I see a new classic champ in the making. And on this thread, there's a lot of people going back and forth about who's better, who's got the better physique, Logan Franklin or Chris Bumstead. And a lot of people tagging Bumstead in these threads and in these back and forths. It's basically, just this debate of who's better. And of course, Logan is saying he's better. I mean, he's a competitor. He should believe that he is better. That's the mindset you need to be better. But it gets a little bit dramatic in that comment section. You've got some C-Bum fans hating on Logan. You've got some Logan fans hating on C-Bum. And then Logan told me, or he showed me actually, there was a little bit of back and forth between him and C-Bum when Logan DM'd him about his story. So there is definitely some beef brewing between C-Bum and Logan Franklin. And I think it's going to be interesting to see it play out as Logan progresses in his classic physique career. And one day eventually gets on stage next to Chris Bumstead. I think they would have an interesting comparison between the two. Some of Logan's strong points are Chris's weak points and vice versa. Now, also, this past weekend, you had another world record broken on live stream via World's Ultimate Strongman. And this time it was a female breaking the world record log lift with a 135 kilogram or 297.7 pound log lift. So Andrea is a 4-time Britain's strongest woman, and she's also the world's strongest woman in 2018. She set some other world records in the deadlift, but now she is the world record holder via a log lift. So congratulations to Andrea Thompson. Now, next up in the news, William Bonac has been very active on Instagram with posting updates and training videos. And honestly, with his Arnold Classic victory, beating guys like Big Ramy, with his Olympia placing, I think he's going to be one of the favorites going into the Olympia in December this year. It's weird to say December. And honestly, I'm still not entirely convinced there's going to be an Olympia this year. I mean, just the way things have been going lately, all kinds of stuff has been getting re-shut down and re-canceled and postponed. Who knows if we're going to have an Olympia this year or not. But William Bonac has been posting a lot of videos, and this one video in particular I thought was interesting. Training with Tavi Castro, Tavi tickling his armpit while he's doing a incline dumbbell press. But even after all this downtime, all the videos and photos that Bonac has posted, he looks to still be in incredible shape. And like I said, if the Olympia does happen in December, I think he's going to be one of the top threats going into it. And finally, I'm going to wrap up this video with letting you guys see the Hulk Hogan versus Ronnie Coleman beef. So I'm going to roll those videos for you guys here. Please give this video a thumbs up if you did in fact enjoy it. Please subscribe to this channel if you have not subscribed already. And without further ado, here's the clips.
Yeah, buddy. Ron Coleman, you're my hero, brother. Reaching out, dog. Back surgery number 10. Back surgery number 10, brother. Both hips, both knees replaced. Woo-wee! Yeah, buddy. Coming after you, brother. Maybe we can team up and have a Geritol match and win the world titles together. Woo-wee! Yeah, buddy. Yeah. All right, lightweight, baby. Lightweight, lightweight. Yeah. What's up there, Mr. Hulk Hogan? I saw that video made there. I want to say, I appreciate that coming from a legend like you. Just want you to know that I've always been a big fan. I remember when you was with the WWF. That's how far you go back, and I go back to being old legends. I remember the day when you picked up Andre Giant and you slammed him down on that floor like he was a lightweight baby. A real lightweight baby in the form of a baby. We all know Andre Giant was a 7'5", 7'6", 500-pound man. So we know what it takes to pick up somebody like that. It takes a lot of strength, a lot of will, a lot of courage, a lot of eating your vitamins, like you used to say back in the day. I remember that. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, lightweight, baby. Yeah. I heard that you said that you want to do a Geritol match. Well, guess what? I'm ready to accept that challenge any day, anytime and anywhere. We can do it right here at my family's home gym, where I got some of the best equipment ever made on earth, or we can do it at your home gym, where I know you too got some of the best equipment ever made on this earth. But let's just remember one thing, Mr. Hulk Hogan. I'm still 8-time Mr. O, and I still got those 22-inch pythons, like you used to say back in the day. I'm still eating them vitamins, and I still can flex them like Big Ron used to do back in the day in you. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight, baby. Ain't nothing but a peanut. Whew.